Nice, we have our shuffle push-up. So walking out to that nice high plank, you're gonna push up, you're gonna shuffle on over to the other side, and push up, and then shuffle back where you came from, and push up, going for 40 seconds. Nice. I'm just going to do a brief explanation for this next one. So we've been doing the crab reach. We're going to kind of just rotate that through. I'm just going to rotate this down so you can see what's going on with my feet. So you're going to start sitting, legs are bent, fingertips are pointing back. Bringing your hips up, just so they're barely off the ground. I'm not thrusting them up. I'm picking up opposite hand and foot. I'm going towards myself. I'm pulling everything in towards my body. And then I'm going to flip over to a monkey. Then I'm going to pick up the same side, hand and foot that I just put down and come back. Then I switch over to the other side. Opposite hand and foot, pull it towards your center. Same side, opposite hand and foot, come back. So we're just rotating. You're going to alternate. So you should go monkey, crab, monkey, crab, monkey, crab, but you're switching sides. So here we go. This beeper is being ornery this morning. Here we go. So picking up opposite hand and foot, woo, pulling in, finding your monkey position, rotating back, find your crab position. Other side. Monkey, crab, monkey, crab, monkey, crab. Trying to get opposite limbs to lift at the same time and lower at the same time. Nice. Grabbing one dumbbell, if you have it, if you don't, you can do this without. Your reverse lunge reach. Finding that nice reverse lunge, reach up and over, step together, switch over to the other side. Really thinking about anchoring through that front heel, thinking about your back butt cheek being on. All right, so as I step back, I'm really gonna think about squeezing that back butt cheek. Nice. And then your quadruped reach through. This didn't change from last week. Threading that arm through. And then threading that arm. And then switching over to the other side. Really thinking about using the back of your forearm, your hand, to really increase that rotation. Changing sides. Nice, we're back to the beginning. So we're back to that lateral lunge. Reaching, it is a step together, then step to the other side. It's not just rotating side to side. Because I do want that element of falling off the leg, pushing to a leg. Falling off the leg, pushing to a leg. My head's getting cut off. this, we have our shuffle push-up. So that nice high plank shuffle. Push-up at each end of the clock. We're going from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. So walking out, finding that nice high plank, thinking about squeezing your glutes, lifting that belly, energy through the top of your head. Nice inhale on the way down. Forceful exhale. And then shuffle over to the other side. Really thinking about a forceful exhale as you push the floor away. As always, I don't care how far you go down. I do care that you maintain in your core. Nice, and then staying down to the ground, we have our under switch. It's called an under switch. When you're going from that crab to monkey, monkey to crab. It's actually from our animal flow. And they call their monkey a beast. So being a good animal flow instructor, I should say, from beast to crab, beast to crab. Trying to pick up at the same time. Try to land those limbs at the same time. Pick up, land at the same time. Always going towards yourself, never away, right? I'm not gonna go over my leg. I'm gonna pull into my belly button. Nice, your reverse lunge reach, grabbing that dumbbell. Finding that nice 90-90. It is a high back diagonal reach. Recover, step together, switch to the other side. And again, if you don't have dumbbells, that's fine. You can just do this Lenz dumbbell. And thread the needle. Your quadruped, thread the needle. Taking that arm, really thinking about the back of the forearm and the hand pressing into the ground. And then really fighting to get one long vertical line. Wrist, shoulder, shoulder, wrist. And then switch. We have one more round of damp after this. Nice, we're back to the beginning, your lateral lunge with that rotation, really taking your focus up to the sky. So we're putting our head in that rotation. We don't want to fight against it. Here we go, last time through. Your lateral lunge with rotation. This should feel good, this should feel stretchy. Maybe a nice stretch on your inner thigh of the straight leg you're falling away from. I like it, everything looks good from what I can see. Woot, woot, woot. After this, we have our shuffle push-up, So as you start walking those hands out, really thinking about turning on those glutes, lifting that belly, shoulders away from your ears. And as you push the floor away, I want you to think about really anchoring through this knuckle, this first knuckle of your index finger, right? That as you push that floor away, that's not popping off the ground, You're pressing it into the ground. So we get that medial line of your arm helping you, right? Which then attaches into your pec major, which is the main push-up muscle. There's others helping, but that's the big mama helping you with this. Our under switches. Fingertips pointing back. If they can't quite point back, they can be to the side, but they should not be pointing towards your toes. Opposites lift, opposites land. Opposites lift, opposites land. Trying to control that, right? So as we come back, we're not just collapsing, we're controlling that down. That has a lot to do with your core. Thinking about pulling in that belly will help. Nice. Reverse lunge reach. So grabbing that one dumbbell if you want it, you can certainly do this body weight. And recover other side. Finding that 90-90. Really thinking about that butt cheek squeezing on the back leg, anchoring through that front heel, going for the biggest reach you can. Nice, and the last one is that thread the needle in that quadruped position. Alternating, going from one side to the next. You have 15 more seconds. Really enjoying that stretch, opening up those shoulders, loosening up that thoracic spine. You have 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Going into our planks. So we've been adding a minute every week. So we're at 4-minute plank. What? I'll explain. Since some of you haven't been doing this with me for the past 2 weeks, I'll explain. Let me just switch my timer quickly. I opened up the back door. You can hear the birds. Tweet, 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 tweet. All right, plank. 30 seconds in each position. So we're going from side, forward, side, forward, side, forward, side, forward will give us 4 minutes. So 30 seconds in each one. When it beeps, rotate. Try not to put your knees down in between. We're starting with the side. Pick a side, any side, I don't care. Here we go, 4 minutes of planks. So I'll give you my better half first. So I'm starting with my left side down. Really thinking about squeezing those glutes, lifting that side waist body. Breathing. Sticking your head on your shoulders. Nice, rotating into that forward plank. So here you're gonna think about squeezing your butt cheeks, lifting your belly. Shoulders away from ears. My hands are clamped together, but they're not clamped together. That's just where I like to put them. You can be down, they can be up, they can be facing each other. I just don't want tension in the hands. All right, shaking. I still have to do 3 more forward planks. When I say I have to, I mean you do too. We're on right? I talked about being a wall between two walls last week. So there's a wall here. Nothing wants to hit the wall. There's a wall behind you. Nothing wants to hit the wall. So really stacked shoulders, hips, feet. Back to your forward plank. Again, thinking about sending energy through the heels. Try not to let that butt pop up. I'm thinking about pulling that pubic bone up into my belly button. I'm pulling those shoulders away from my ears. I'm not holding any tension in my neck. You're halfway through, that's 2 minutes. We have 2 more minutes. Back to your original side plank. Really squeezing that bottom butt cheek. Lifting that bottom waistline. Stacking those shoulders. And back to your forward plank. This is 3 of the 4 forward planks. You know what that means. It means next week is 5 minutes. You got it. Think about all those things, right? This is a great time to turn on all those things that you need in your push-ups. You need in your renegade rows. But without all the extra parts moving. You're in the home stretch. After this side plank, we just have 1 more forward plank. Doing great. Last forward plank. Checking in with that neck, that you're not holding tension in it. Lifting that belly. Breathing. Smiling, you're almost there. Nice work. All right, grab a drink of water and then we'll get into the main circuit. I have to change the timer. Anyway. Man. Where is the other beeper? There it is. All right. I'm gonna grab a quick drink of water, conveniently located right here. Then we'll get going. I'm just gonna go through the 3 exercises that changed from last week and then we're gonna go. So last week I kind of stopped after every exercise on the first round, but it is week 3, so I wanna go, go, go. So I'm just gonna explain what's new for this week and then we'll go, go, go. For those of you, maybe you did it on YouTube later in the week. Those of you who haven't been with me, just follow along. First one is a tricep kickback and high plank, right? So we're gonna have our dumbbells. We're gonna be in that nice high plank. You're gonna think about a renegade row. I'm gonna pull it to my hip, and then I'm gonna kick it back. I'm gonna bring it back, and I'm gonna set it down, right? There is a little shift that happens, but I don't wanna see this, right? Where my hips have rotated quite a lot. So all together, pull back, kick back, switch. So that's what you're doing for the first one. Overhead squat stayed the same, right? That's just thumbs back, squatting down. I'll get into the variations of that, but we've been doing that for the past 2 weeks. Next one is the split squat overhead press. Again, that hasn't changed from last week. you've been taking those, you have your dumbbells. They reach overhead. You scoop those abdominals, roll down, dumbbells still reaching for the ceiling. Scoop those abdominals, come to sitting. Legs can be bent if you need to do that variation. Right? If this is too much for shoulders, or too much of a weight that you can't get up, just put the weights aside. So that's new for this week. T-stabilization push-ups. Not new, but I'll just quickly go over them. So push up, and then you reach to the ceiling. Option A, here, my hips are stacked. Option B, I'm rotating through my thoracic spine. So from a side profile, you did your push up. Option A that I gave, right? Everything's stacked. Option B, when you go for that reach, you only rotate through your ribs, not your hips. Either is correct. I'll let you pick. You can always do your push-ups on the ground, not on the dumbbells. You'll find that I do that as I get going. Punches to reverse fly instead of our chopping. So high punches, anywhere from 4 to 8. Mid punches, 4 to 8. My knees are slightly bent. I am in neutral spine. Low punches. This should feel like the bottom of your RDL, right? My tailbone's reaching away from the top of my head. I'm gonna do 2 flies, then punch my way back up. Back down, and then 2 flies. So those are our 6 exercises. We're starting with that tricep kickback and that high plank. And then we'll go from there. We're going for 4 rounds. 40 seconds on, only 10 seconds in between. So I shaved off a little bit of the recovery time for week 3. All right, here we go. That beep is yours. Nice high plank, kicking it back. I only see walls. So hopefully you all have beautiful form. Really thinking about those butt cheeks. That belly, especially the butt cheek on the side that you're kicking back on. That needs to be very active. Nice, your overhead squat. Those of you who like the overhead reach isn't gonna work, just take the dumbbells to your shoulders. Thumbs back, energy through those arms. I'm gonna scoot back so you can see my arms. Squatting down, you're still thinking about sinking back into those hips. Then come back up. I mentioned this last week. Of all the squats, overhead squat is the hardest from that balance point of where the weight is. So if you're like, feels kind of like a struggle, even though I don't have heavy weights, then you're probably doing it right. Next one up is your reverse lunge overhead press. Let's start with our right leg forward. Our left leg is going to step back. Finding your 90-90. Right, there's a reason why we did those reverse lunge reaches for your damp. Stay nice and low. Watch this back leg. Right, that as we fatigue, we don't start to straighten it. So we want to stay nice and low. After this, you're down on the ground for your roll-ups. Again, if you need to do without dumbbells, that's totally fine. Legs can be straight, they can be bent. They can be straight and bent. Overhead reach, really think about scooping those abdominals to roll down. Checking with those shoulders, right? I really shouldn't be holding any tension in those shoulders. They should be falling down the back of my rib cage all the way through the exercise. push-up, rotate, rotate, or push-up, rotate, push-up, rotate. So I'm gonna go for more push-ups than less. So I'm gonna go for the push-up, rotate, push-up, rotate. Again, my wrists, my hands don't love doing the push-ups on the dumbbell, so I'm just taking them down to the ground. You can do the push-ups on the dumbbell, it's up to you. Making the smart decision for your body today. Making sure that it's the smart decision, not the easy decision. Punches to reverse fly, punches to reverse fly. Punching high, anywhere from 4 to 8. Punching mid, punching low. Really thinking about tailbone moving away from top of head. 2 flies. Then make your way back up. Low, mid, high, mid, low, 2 flies. Thinking about that belly pulling in. Your core is active, even though this isn't necessarily a core exercise. We're back to the beginning. Tricep kick backs. So finding that nice high plank, pull it back, kick it back. If you can, squeeze that tricep and try to hold it for a hot second. Breathing, no chicken heads. Overhead squat. Overhead squat. So finding that nice athletic stance, really think about pulling back into the hips. You don't want to see anybody squatting like this, right? They're putting all that pressure in their knees, pulling back into those hips, driving through those heels to come up. Energy through those arms, right? We want to make sure that they don't start creeping down. Belly glutes all at the top. Just like you would in a waiter's hold. Roll downs. Oh no, sorry. Reverse lunge, overhead press, left foot forward. I was getting ahead of myself. 90-90. Really being honest with that back leg. Don't let it start to creep up or straighten. So feeling that anchored, being anchored through the heel. We're still trying to get that bicep by our ear. Now we have our roll downs. Roll it. Let your breath help you. If you're finding that you really can't do this without tossing yourself through, I'd rather have you put down the dumbbells, work on the technique, instead of just fighting through it and using momentum. Using momentum is never going to build strength. It'll help you in a downhill race, but a destabilization push-up. Going for the push-up, rotate, push-up, rotate. You can give me one push-up for a rotation in each direction if you want to. Really thinking about those nice side planks, right? If you're going for the stacked hip version that we started class with. That 4 minute of planks. And, oh, our punches. Punches. High. Mid. Low. Tailbone reaching away from the top of the head. Fly, fly. Making sure that those dumbbells are going out from your shoulders, not back towards your hips. Belly's in. Finding that breath in your ribs to the side, to the back, right? Because we're hugging that transverse abdominis in. So the breath has to go somewhere. Back to the beginning, which is our tricep kickback. We're just gonna plow through. We have 2 more rounds. Doing great, doing great. Again, any of these can be done body weight. Something's getting too much, put the dumbbells down. If it's too easy, don't give yourself a break. Just move from one exercise to the next. Really thinking about energy through your legs. Belly's lifted. Overhead squat. Of all of them, I think this is the hardest, personally. You can agree or disagree. Here we go, overhead squat. Squatting down. Thumbs pointing back. Letting your breath help you. Energy through those arms, especially as you come up. That's when they want to collapse. Last one. Maybe not. Nope. I misgauged my timing. Nice. Right leg's forward, left leg's back. Reverse lunge, overhead press. Again, you can do a narrow grip. We rarely do narrow grip overhead presses. Turning to be balanced. But it's going to work more the front of your shoulder, the anterior deltoid, so the middle. But regardless of which one you're doing, no tension in your neck. Shoulders down the back of your rib cage. Squeezing that belly in. Nice to roll downs. Legs can be bent or straight. They can transition to the two. You can understand what I just said. They can transition through the two, meaning bent or straight. Destabilization push-up. going through that midline of your hand. So thinking about your index finger and your thumb, which will still remain true if you were on the dumbbell. Letting your breath help you. Smiling. 8 more seconds. Nice, and then our punches. And around 3, punches. Doing great. Really thinking about energy through your spine. Making it the longest spine you can, regardless of what position you're in. That means your tailbone reaches away from the top of your head. Putting you in neutral spine. One more to go. Whoop, whoop. Tricep kickback, tricep kickback. So finding that nice high plank, kicking it back. Concentrating that you don't start to shift, right? That's an exaggeration. Most people don't shift that much, but truly getting shoulder over wrist as you do this. That we don't start to shift back. And that usually happens because our core says, I'm tired, and our back says, oh, I'll help out. Well, I'm gonna hoot and holler for this. Last overhead squat. Woo, woo! The only person I can blame is myself. I'm the one who choreographed it this way. Choreographed, programmed. Letting your breath help you. Really sitting back into those hips. You can, Wendy, try to straighten those arms even more. I know it's hard. Think about thumb back, so not palms forward, but thumb back on that. Overhead. Left foot's forward, right foot's back in your lunge. 90-90. Here we go. Really thinking about shoulders over hips so we don't start to tip forward. Keeping that back leg bent, that it doesn't start to straighten. Letting your breath help you. I don't know about you, but these not so heavy dumbbells are starting to get heavy. Nice to roll down. Again, if this is too much, put them to the side. Just do a regular roll up, roll down, right? To Pilates. 1. That would be the version without the dumbbells. And if that's where you're at, that's where you're at, right? Like I said, this is an exercise that tossing you through your sticking point is not going to build strength. All you're doing is using momentum. You're not intelligently working through that difficult point. Really think about scooping those abdominals. Stabilization push-ups. Here we go. No chicken head. So I'm thinking about the back of my head Reaching up to the ceiling. Letting my breath help me. That forceful exhale as I push the ground away. Or lift that dumbbell. If your breath is not the same as mine, just make sure that you're using it to help your movement. Great. Dumbbell punches. Fourth and final round. 5, mid, low. 5. Making sure that your torso doesn't start to creep up on those flies. So where you set it in space, it stays in space. That's a favor compensation. That's what I correct all the time when you guys are live with me at the gym. Grab a drink of water. We have one more section and then stretching. We lost somebody. Well, I hope they're okay. We started with 5. We are now 4. All right, this thing changed from last week. This is our 5 squat down thrust with overhead press, 35 seconds. So, clock's running for 35 seconds. As always, drop your hips to go down. Drop your hips to come up, all the way to an overhead press. You're going for 5. In 35 seconds, you get the point. Whatever you have left of your 35 seconds is your break. Hopefully you get a nice break. I think last week we were getting like 10 seconds, 8 seconds. Then we repeat. Repeat until I say stop. No less than 5 rounds, no more than 10. I think last week we did 7. All right. Woo! Here we go. 5 rounds. Let me try that again. 5 squat down thrust, then 35 seconds. Okay. Yes, beep is going. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is good. You guys get about 14 seconds this round. It usually starts to diminish as we go. Here we go, 5 more, round 2. Good. Bye, Sarah. Few rounds down. Here we go, 3rd round. Round 4, remember that we're dropping our hips to go down and up. I don't want to see any cookuses in the air. complete. Reached our minimum. Round 6. How far are we gonna go? If you're finding that you're not getting a break, get rid of the dumbbells. I do want you to have a break. So being efficient. I'm gonna go for 2 more rounds. This is round 7. Here we go. Whatever you have, switching up, Heather, that's okay. Adjusting for what you need today, that's okay. 1 more round. Here we go. Last nice. You got it, Wendy, going strong all the way to the end. Nice, 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 nice. All right, let's have that heart recover a little bit. We'll do some stretching. I'm gonna grab a quick drink of water. I just turned off the beeper. You do the same if you need some water. Whew, that was a good one. All right, this is not a stretch that we do at Training to Be Balanced that often. So you're gonna kind of stick one leg out. You're pulling your toes back hard towards your nose. Then you wanna think of a hip hinge. So now I'm pulling back into my hips. I'm trying to think about leg right. I have energy through my spine, but not collapsed down. So I'm almost trying to put my front of the pelvis on my thigh, and you should be getting a stretch on this posterior side. I'm gonna step together and switch it over to the other side. And step together and switch over to the other side. We're gonna go, let's do 8 each side. Supposed to be 2, 3. Focusing on that heart rate coming down to, this is 4. We're gonna go for 2 more on each side. And all of you at home viewers, don't skip this. Mobility work is really important, right? Especially as we get older. Allison's pet peeve, people just running out the door, not taking care of their bodies. All right, on the ground, let's do our pinwheel arms. So you're gonna be on your side, knees are in line with hips, knees stay stacked. I don't wanna see this as I roll back, and this is way off my bottom knee. Keep them stacked. Ooh, just gotta snap, crackle, pop. So taking this top hand, reaching it overhead, circling it around, opening up that chest, that focus. Let's do 4 giant circles. You can either do 4 giant circles in the same direction, or you can do 2 clockwise, 2 counterclockwise. As you're moving through it, there's a part of that circle that really talks to your body. Your body goes, oh. Move through that part of the circle a little bit slower. So for me, it's this back high diagonal, right? Opening up this chest, the front of the shoulder. We did a lot of planks today, a lot of shoulder work. And as you go into that back space, you're always taking your focus with you. Nice. Roll on over to the other side. I'll shift so, you know, you can see my pretty little face. Also paying attention if there's a side that's harder than the other. I definitely have a lot more mobility on one side with my thoracic mobility than I do on the other. Last one. All right, you two awesome people that I have left. Thanks for joining me today. It's good to see you.